It's been almost 3 months since Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and my heart still hurts. It hurts for his family. It hurts for his friends. It hurts for his colleagues and his followers. What hurts the most is knowing there are people who think he was a racist, a bigot, and that he spread hate speech. I know people who believes those very things. When you ask them to sit with you and watch his message, they refuse. When you ask them to give examples to back up their feelings, they won't. But the truth is, they can't. Charlie Kirk held deep Christian beliefs and deep conservative beliefs. He was willing to sit down with anybody, anywhere, and debate. It saddens me that there is still so much ignorance surrounding his message and the man himself. It's been almost 3 months since Charlie Kirk was killed. 3 months since words stopped being words and became something permanent. And what's still shocking, what still stings, is how fast some people reduced a human life to a label. Bigot, racist, hate spreader, just stamped, filed away, dismissed. No trial of ideas, no curiosity, no real listening, just conclusions built from headlines, clips, and hearsay. That's not justice. That's intellectual laziness. That's what ignorance looks like when it puts on confidence. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. You don't have to agree with someone to tell the truth about them. You don't have to share their politics to respect their humanity. And the moment we convince ourselves that a label is enough to define a person's entire life, we stop thinking, we stop seeing, we stop being honest. 3 months later, the noise is still loud, but what's missing is reflection, not about ideology, but about how easily people are dehumanized when ignorance feels easier than understanding. Almost 3 months, and still some people talk about Charlie Kirk like a headline, not a human being. They don't argue his ideas. They assassinate his character instead. Why? Because labels are fast. Labels are easy. Labels let you skip the work of understanding. Calling someone a bigot doesn't require evidence if your audience already wants to believe it. Calling someone a racist doesn't require nuance if outrage gets more clicks than truth. That's not activism. That's not courage. That's intellectual outsourcing. That's letting a crowd think for you. Ignorance loves shortcuts. Ignorance hates long conversations. Ignorance hates context. And that's the real danger, not disagreement, but a culture where people decide who someone is without ever actually learning what they stood for in full. 3 months later, we're still watching people defend their assumptions more than they ever tried to understand the man. And that should bother all of us, no matter where we stand politically, because once labels replace thinking, truth doesn't stand a chance. 3 months since his death, and what's still unsettling is how comfortable some people are feeling morally superior without doing any moral work. They don't ask questions, they don't read deeply, they don't listen to full arguments, they react. Ignorance feels powerful when it gets applause. It feels righteous when everyone in your circle agrees with you. But truth doesn't grow in echo chambers. It gets strangled there. It's easy to hate a caricature. It's harder to wrestle with a real person. It's easy to call someone dangerous. It's harder to admit you never actually tried to understand them. And here's the part people don't like to hear. You can criticize ideas without erasing humanity. You can oppose beliefs without inventing evil. 3 months later, the real tragedy isn't just the loss of life. It's how fast ignorance rushed in to justify itself afterward. And that should sober every one of us. Because when ignorance gets comfortable, it doesn't just mislabel people. It reshapes reality itself.